I think the major failing for this funeral, I mean, you don't have to be, it doesn't have to necessarily be an Ashanti. Historians. Now, why we failed was that we have royal historians in this country. We have people who understand coverage now. We're seeing multiple cameras. It's a camera might be crossing way because I'm sure with TV was a bit talking. We are not telling our stories. And I don't know how, and I know when we're talking about National Film Dialogue. I mean, it is shocking that till date, no one has done anything on Asantehemaa. I know also be a free America. And now baby, ababe Asantehemaa movie.
Mebo mention abaso. Mebo mabaso pa. We share the level of organization and orderliness course in the last 4 days now. And so bo institution abaso. And I saw a few comments. Be Omoka say Mensha seems to be one of the most organized institutions I owe on my way more. And that's a fact. Now they are surprising kakano we share sena Mensha tena na nkomodie culture and tradition on be upholding. But modernity or more the best can hono. Class are more attached to what is perceived to be old school, you know, old culture, old traditional. That was very impressive. Now, this era way, social media it was center stage, you know. And I won't expect Mensha to actually, you know, double in social media, you know, leanings, but they did it expertly. Empress, we say Mensha ankasana wo ni social media pages. Among exclusive shots. And what is interesting is that they don't just give you the shots. I mean, go and compare Mensha Palace photography. Quality.
It's really nice.
Quality.
Really nice.
And when they give you the shot, they explain, they educate you as to what is being, you know, shown to you. Brilliant. It's, you know, every other person can go and shoot, and they give certain parameters. For her, or your blogger, you understand? You say, and they had their own photography. It's not like they left it for Obiakeke. It's a open Papa Noah. You know exactly where to go. Mensha, you know, palace photography. They even had videography. I think it's a palace view.
I will TikTok. Yeah.
Palace view. No, seriously. They are really prepared, and you cannot figure out say. Young guys be
innovative,
and for them to buy into the Mensha, you know, philosophy, you know, and add almost skills to it, you know, that's brilliant. And if every, you know, tradition, and I say we beg yes I now because what we saw in the last 4 days, you know, spectacular. Idea we Asantehemaa, but it's almost like a national event. And obi or matabiano ekofadias. From politics to clergy to commerce to where Obia went through it. And the exhibition of culture and tradition. Yo.
Beautiful.
Beautiful. You Ube hate saying that there will be one you would admire. There will be one picture.
Nothing to hate.
No, seriously. There will be one picture or one video there before we need so you just have to clap and admire. And we teach them about Mensha organization. And I mean, how they were able to organize it with that precision and that level of organization.
What's your service at the house?
No, but this one is brilliant. Brilliant.
It was brilliant.
No,
the organization, the execution was. And I think that, I mean, Otumfuo has to be entered into the Guinness Book of Records for sitting down to take handshakes for 48 hours.
And with that, there's someone sitting next to him or something. There's someone.
I mean, it's historical.
Tradition.
No, it's historical.
Yeah.
It has to go.
That's traditional account.
Yeah, but then you be answer no chiano. Ebi mo high mom, omo do now what bend down say now what yes, of course.
Still he was seated the entire time.
No monsieur me who so sorry.
He was seated.
Yeah. Sorry.
They are already busy.
Yeah, what time are already? What idea?
Already busy and so commando.
Oh yeah. And Emma will be the same. Emma will be the same. Se wudi ni kosua na nkojo nso na ampa so
nza de na ye adwuma
njo onye mo
more psychological
I have been so amount na bedroom mo on haban a ye de hye wo bi we de hye wo Johnson
yeah
kopen so be ye free obi o prostate cancer
I know
but Empress, I mean,
I'm sorry for interrupting rudely.
It's fine. Empress, I mean, also can say there was some level of unity because before what they are in Cranford, I mean, so when you opportunity and kind of you saw it last 4 days, then so show me there, and you see. If others maybe take a cue a little from sa organization where beboa, and I can see say government channel or buy and or put a some structure to the, and it's brilliant. No, seriously, the government chair. You can actually see some level of structure. And I believe say, I mean, if and also the modernity and the class be similar.
Oh, it's there. I mean,
modernity, but it's the next level.
I think the major failing for this funeral, I mean, you don't have to be an Ashanti to admire what happened there. I'm a Fanti. My mom is Ewe. But you cannot take away the culture, the history, the tradition, the authority of the Ashanti kingdom. It's untouchable. It compares to none, you know. It compares to none. And you know, it's beautiful. And ye say adiwe this week seems. If you, and I'm not criticizing the kingdom, I'm just criticizing the media. If you watch other funerals, and I have to bring in Queen Elizabeth's funeral, right? Watch it on any channel, you had royal commentators who understood the nitty-gritties of the funeral. Omukuta trumpets way, it is symbolic. This is what it means. When you watch that funeral from Westminster Abbey, it is education from the beginning to the end. What we haven't done really well in Ghana is to specialize, specialize. There should be people who have authority over things like this. It doesn't have to necessarily be an Ashanti. Historians. Now, why we failed was that we have royal historians in this country. We have people who understand the tradition. They understand what happened. So what we could have done as media houses was to rope them in, because that's what happened with Queen Elizabeth. ITV had it, BBC had it, Sky had it, CNN had it. They all had it. It was education. And yes, Obi can say, TikTok, no, be so because the stories were too many, and at some point you didn't know which one to believe. It's in going forward, and I think this wasn't the main funeral, right?
Yeah, no.
This is not the main.
Where I found some where Dɔte I found some. I just France.
You see, I didn't even know this. No, we have time to plan it properly. Say the bay coverage now. We're seeing multiple cameras. It's like camera will be crossing way because I'm watching TV. It was a bit talking.
You should have watched UTV, because it was like,
seamless.
Hey. Was
quick one exactly. Media house, because
it was live too, and you recorded. It was live.
There was an experienced person like Nana Yeboy.
Okay. Then that is excellent. That is excellent. So going forward, the other media houses should watch and learn. You know, it's very important. Now to go back to the point Lexi made, very important points, because we are not telling our stories. And I don't know how, and I know we're talking about National Film Dialogue. How do we compete with Hollywood, Bollywood, when we are telling the same stories as they are telling? You cannot teach anybody how to be romantic. But the Ashanti story, the Ga story, the Fanti, the Ever story, they are authentic stories. I mean, it is shocking that till date, no one has done anything on Yasantua.
Sikano edi betwa movie.
Ebi wo ho.
No, if the story is compelling and if it's compelling and exciting, you don't need to go and look for the money. Netflix will put the money in. They will produce it and call it a Netflix original. They will adopt it. Yet a horse and also be a free America. And now baby, ababe Yasantua movie. And now say Confanoche or the gentleman who brought cocoa, Fernando Poe. Fernando Poe, no, they buy. You know, somebody will come and do the story and will sit back and criticize the story. But I loved what happened there, and you have to give so much credit to. And what does it credit to the Ashanti Kingdom? Because it was what sort of find a way to reconcile tradition and modernity, because you wouldn't expect certain things to be on TV because they were sacred, but they allowed it. They allowed it because they want to tell their to show their dominance, to show how powerful they are. And to teach you crown on your Asantehemaa. And you what it's nice. And also what even made it very beautiful, and it speaks to the wisdom of His Royal Majesty the King, is the way every celebration in the kingdom unites Ghana. Because people came from all walks of life, from Volta, from North, from everywhere. And so it also speaks to the unity of this country and the immense power the Ashanti King wields. And we cannot, I mean, I've seen people on social media sometimes try to say, Asante, sit down. Sit somewhere. He's the Ashanti King. There is not like that in Africa. He's the most powerful king in Africa, and we have to respect it and the reverence the Ashantis and this celebration gave to the royal stool, because it's not even the man. It's the stool. You know, it's it's powerful, and we need to give reverence to the man on the stool. And I think that's what panned out perfectly well. Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome.